Hey there, welcome to Yoga with Pat. This is your 30-minute get up and go flow. Let's get on all fours. So in tabletop position or all fours on your mat, we're gonna take our hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and we're gonna begin with a little cat-cow just to get warmed up. Inhale, lift the tailbone, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, pull your belly in and up, press through both hands, maybe tucking your chin. Again, inhale, lifting the tailbone, dropping your belly, lifting your gaze for cow, and exhale for cat, tucking your tailbone in, pulling your belly in and up, tucking your chin. Come back to neutral slowly. And then from here, we're going to take our right foot out, keep your toes on the mat, and then take your left hand out. Make sure you're pulling in the belly, knitting in your bottom ribs, and then lift your right foot off of the mat. So your right leg is going to be about parallel with the mat, and we're going to extend through the fingertips, stretch through the heel, lengthening, keeping the belly nice and firm, and then drop the hand, bring the knee under the hips. Again, taking now the left foot out, we're going to keep our toes on the mat and then tuck those bottom ribs in. Make sure your belly's nice and firm. Then from here, you're going to lift the leg only so it's parallel from the mat. And we're going to take our right hand out. So extending through our fingers, extending through the heel. Inhale here, lengthen. And then exhale, drop your hand, take your knee down. Again, other side, take your right leg up, take your left hand out, lengthen, and then take those down. One more time, other side, right hand out, left leg just so it's parallel, lengthening, and then take the right hand and the left knee down. From here, curl your toes under, keep your knees deeply bent as you bring your belly in contact with the top of the thighs, lengthening through the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Relax your neck, breathe. Just our first down dog here, so don't try to straighten the legs right away. Mostly we just want to be lengthening through the spine. Another breath. And then take your knees back down. From here, we're going to take our knees wide, so child's pose, take your hips back. Take a breath here, and then as you inhale, come back up. Down dog again, so curling the toes under, taking the hips up, press through both hands, lengthen. And then take your right foot in between your hands. So we're going to come down into a low lunge. For low lunges, if you have a blanket around, I'm using a blanket under my knees. It's nice. If you have blocks, get your blocks, or if not, just don't worry about it. We don't have to use blocks today. From here, we're going to pull our chest forward, press the back foot into the mat, breathe. And then slowly turn your right toes up. Look at your right toes as you start to straighten that front leg, but it doesn't have to come all the way straight. If you need to move the hands back, come onto the fingertips. You can come onto the fingertips. Keep your chest lifting and pulling forward. Another cycle of breath, half splits. And then we're going to bend that front knee again. Hands to the mat, lengthening through the chest. And then step back to downward facing dog. So back in down dog. Maybe this time you can straighten the legs. Maybe you want to walk the feet out, straightening one leg at a time, getting into those calves. But remember, keep that spine nice and long, even if the heels have to come up off of the mat. Another cycle of breath. Then from here, we're going to rock forward, bring the knees down, and we're going to take our left foot in between the hands. From here, again, pressing your hips down, lengthening through your chest. So getting a little gentle quad stretch, but again, we're just starting our practice here. Take an inhale, and then exhale as you pull that left toe in, straighten the left leg. You can walk the hands back so that you can keep your spine nice and long, or you can have your hands on blocks. Another cycle of breath. And then from here, bend that front knee. We're gonna step back into downward facing dog. So coming back into down dog, just want to get into the outer hips a little bit. So we're gonna rock forward to plank. So inhale in down dog, and then rock forward to plank. As you exhale, pull your right knee into your chest, press through both hands, and we're gonna turn that right knee out. Bring the outer ankle of the right leg onto the left thigh, and then bend that left knee, press your hips back, and you're in this like down dog pigeon. It's a favorite of mine. Really nice in the outer hips. Press through both hands strongly. Lift the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Another cycle of breath. And then release it. So coming back to plank to release the right leg, bring the right foot back down to your mat, and come into down dog again. One breath in down dog. And then as you exhale, pull the left knee into your chest. Press through both hands. Turn your left knee out and bring that outer ankle to the top of your right thigh. Send your sit bones back. Press equally through both hands. Breathe, pull that toe in, getting into that outer left hip. Another cycle of breath. And then undo it. Bring that knee back into the chest. Both feet to the floor, down dog. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Press through both hands, lengthen through the collarbone. Exhale, back to down dog. One more time. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Lengthen through the collarbones. Bring the shoulders together. Exhale, back down into downward facing dog. From here, let's just walk the feet forward towards the hands. Come into a standing forward fold. You can keep your knees really bent here. Just drape your belly over the thighs. Hold both elbows. Take a breath. And then bring your hands to your knees. Bring your spine into extension. So we're going to bring the shoulder blades towards each other. Lengthen through the chest. Collarbones are broad. Breathe, and then exhale. Soften your knees and fold. Inhale, press through both feet. Bring your hands up overhead. Tighten up your glutes as you reach through the fingertips, stretching, and then exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Now for a little flow. So we're going to come to the top of our mat. I'm going to move the blocks to the side. If you want to use your blocks through your flow, you feel free to. Our hands are going to come down by our sides. And we're just going to take a breath in Tadasana. So Tadasana is mountain pose or standing pose in yoga. So I like my feet to be about hip distance apart, especially to step back through lunges. From here, we're going to press through our feet, so through the base of our big toes, through the base of the pinky toes. Let that come up through the legs. Lengthen through the spine, lift the chest, hands down by your sides. Bring your shoulder blades down the back. Gently tuck your chin and take a breath here. And then from here, we're going to inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, soften your knees and fold forward. Just a couple of lunging salutations to get warmed up. Inhale, hands to knees, half lift. Exhale, step the right foot back. So we're going to come into a crescent lunge here. Inhale, shoulders over hips, arms overhead, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, in down dog. Exhale, rock forward to plank. Inhale in plank, and then exhale, knees to the mat, belly to the mat. We're going to come into locust pose. Take your hands behind you, palms facing the floor. Inhale, lift everything you got for locust. Exhale, hands to center of chest. We're going to step back to downward facing dog, or move back to downward facing dog. Inhale in down dog. Exhale, take the right foot in between your hands, and then inhale, shoulders over hips, arms overhead, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, step your back foot forward. Inhale, hands to knees, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, soften the knees, fold forward. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, hands to heart center. Other side. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, soften your knees and fold forward. Inhale, hands to knees, half lift. Exhale, take your left foot back. Inhale, shoulders over hips, arms overhead, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your right foot back. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Exhale, knees to the mat, belly to the mat. Reach your hands back for locust. Inhale in locust. Exhale, hands to center of chest for cobra. Pull your elbows in. Inhale, reach the chest forward, cobra. Exhale, coming back down into downward facing dog. Inhale in down dog. Then exhale, bring your left foot in between the hands. Inhale, sweep your arms up, reach crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, step your back foot forward. Inhale, hands to knees, half lift. Exhale, soften your knees as you fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Awesome. We're going to do a low lunge for the next one. So keeping that rhythm, inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands to knees, half lift. Bring your shoulder blades together. Exhale, step your right foot back, lower down to your right knee, and then inhale, sweep your arms up. So low lunge here. Exhale, hands to the mat, step your left foot back, come into down dog first. Inhale in down dog, catch your breath. And then exhale, rock forward to plank. Inhale in plank, sustain it. Exhale, knees to the mat, belly to the mat. Let's come into Sphinx for this one. So elbows under the shoulders. Press your hands down. Inhale as you press your belly down towards the mat and pull your chest through. Exhale, pull your belly in. Lift your hips up. Press through the elbows. Broaden through the chest. And then you can stay here with your knees on the mat, or you can curl the toes under, straighten the legs, forearm plank. Inhale in forearm plank. Exhale, knees to the mat, belly to the mat. Inhale, pull your heart through. Exhale, hands to the sides of your chest, downward facing dog. Take a breath in down dog. Feel what you just did. And then inhale your right foot up. Exhale, right knee into the chest. Place the foot in between your hands and then lower down to the left knee. Inhale, sweep your arms up for Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step the back foot forward. Inhale, hands to knees, half lift. Bring your shoulder blades together. Exhale, soften and fold. Then inhale, sweep your hands up, lengthen. Exhale, hands to heart center, other side. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, soften your knees as you fold forward. Inhale, hands to knees, half lift. Exhale, take your left foot back and lower down to that left knee. Inhale, sweep your hands up, press through that back foot. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, downward facing dog first. Then inhale, rock forward to plank, knees to the mat, belly to the mat. Come into Sphinx pose again. Inhale in Sphinx. Exhale, pull the belly in, lift the hips. Forearm plank or forearm plank, straightening the legs. Inhale in forearm plank. Exhale, knees to the mat, belly to the mat. Inhale, pull your heart through. Exhale, hands to the outside of the chest, downward facing dog. Inhale in down dog. Exhale, just be in your body. Then inhale, take your left leg up. Exhale, left knee into the chest, lower down to the right knee. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat, step forward. Inhale, hands to knees, half lift, broaden through the chest. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Let's do a sun salutation A, and then we're going to do some standing poses. So sun A, inhale, arms come up, reaching. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, hands to knees, half lift. Exhale, just step back to plank. We're going to lower down through chaturanga. If you know chaturanga, then go ahead and do your chaturanga. Or we're going to take our knees to the mat. Pull your elbows in, shoulder blades moving towards each other, broad chest, lower down to the mat. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in, down dog. Then inhale, take your right leg up. Let's take a moment here just to open up through the front of the belly, front of the hip. Bend that top knee, wrap it around the body, press equally through both hands, so a little down dog twist. And then exhale, knee into the chest. Place your right foot in between your hands. We're going to ground down through the left heel and cycle up into warrior two. I'm going to turn around and face you. So from warrior two, just take a moment here, check in with your feet. Try and broaden your stance. So a nice, really wide stance. Maybe your heels are lined up with each other. Maybe you prefer a arch to heel alignment. Do you? We're going to look over that right hand. Take a breath. Just feeling out our warrior. Then on your next exhale, begin to straighten that right leg as you hinge forward over the right leg. Your hand goes where it goes. Maybe it lands on the leg. Maybe you've got blocks and you can place your hands on the blocks, or maybe you can put your right hand on the floor. Wherever it ends up, turn the shoulders up, reach through the left arm, and you can either look up at that left hand, or if it works better for your balance, look down at the mat. Another cycle of breath. We're going to come into side angle pose. So bending that right knee, adjust your stance if needed. We're going to sweep the left hand around and over the ear. So reaching now through side angle. You can also have your arm bent on the thigh. And again, this is side angle too. Just keep reaching with the fingers. Another cycle of breath. Exhale, turn your chest down towards the mat, step back, downward facing dog. If you're a vinyasa-er, a chaturanga, up dog, down dog, you can do that here. So coming through chaturanga, inhale cobra or locust. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in down dog. And then inhale your left leg up. Bend that top knee, wrap it around the body, reach as you press through both hands equally. And then bring that left knee into the chest. Place the left foot in between the hands, ground down through the right heel. Cycle the arms up into warrior two. Boop, warrior two. So in warrior two, again, feel out those feet, press through both feet equally. Keep that bend in the knee, pretty deep. If you have to take the feet wider, take the feet wider. Make it interesting for yourself. Reach through both hands, look over that left hand. Another cycle of breath. And then from here, we're going to straighten the left leg. Turn your hips so that you can hinge over the left leg. And then maybe you find a block here. Maybe your hand finds the floor. It could be the top of your leg. Wherever you end up, turn your shoulders up. Reach through the right hand. Look up at the right hand. If it's better for your balance, look down at the floor. Another cycle of breath. And then bend the left knee. Sweep your right hand around, side angle pose. Turn that pinky down a little bit as you stretch through the side body. Another cycle of breath. And then bring both hands down to the mat. Step back, down dog, stay here. Child's pose or chaturanga, up dog, cobra, locust, down dog, whatever you like in between your standing poses. Another cycle of breath here. From here, we're going to take the right leg up, three-legged dog. You can do a little down dog twist if you like that. And then we're going to take that right leg in between the hands, right foot in between the hands, ground down through the left foot. And we're going to come into warrior one this time. So inhale, reach both hands up, warrior one. Take a moment, adjust your stance in warrior one. Make it comfy for your body. And then we're going to straighten that front leg. Turn your hips to face that front leg. Take that right hip back. Hinge over the front leg. So coming into pyramid or Purvottanasana. You can also use blocks here. Reach your heart through the arms. Nice. And then bend that front knee. Step back. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Again, left leg up. Bend that top knee. Wrap it around the body. Press equally through both hands. And then exhale. Right foot comes in between, left foot, sorry, comes in between the hands. We ground down through the right heel and then inhale, reach through both arms, warrior one. Beautiful. Exhale, straighten that leg, pull that left hip back as you hinge and fold over the left foot. Beautiful. Breathing. And then we're going to bend that left knee, hands to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Great job. Great job, everybody. Let's rock forward to plank and then just bring the knees down to the mat. Sit back on your heels. Place your hands on your thighs. Take a moment to just check in with yourself. And from here, we're going to do a couple of back bends. Just a few to kind of round out our practice, and then we'll go into our closing poses. So just lay on your back here. Nice simple bridge to start out with. Soles of the feet somewhat under the knees, in front of the hips. And then I like to take my hands around the sides of my mat and kind of use them like reins. But if you prefer to interlace the fingers underneath your back, kind of walk the shoulders underneath, then you can do that too. So from here, hands either on the mat, holding onto the mat, or underneath your back. We're going to inhale, lift our hips up towards the ceiling for bridge. Press through both feet. You're working your glutes here, your hamstrings. And then exhale, soften your hips towards the mat. Take a breath. Then again, inhale, take your hips up. Press through the feet. And then exhale, hips back down. For the next two sets, we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to do something different. So inhale, take your hips up towards the ceiling. Press through both feet. And you're going to press strongly through your left foot so that you can bend your right knee into the chest. From here, reach with the right toes up towards the ceiling. Press through that left foot. Breathe. Exhale. Bring that knee back into the chest and then slowly with control, lower the right foot down to the mat. Press through both hips and then softly lower your hips down. Beautiful. Okay, other side. Inhale, hips come up. Press through both feet. Really press through that right foot now so you can release the left knee into the chest. And then extend through the toes. Reach towards the ceiling. Exhale, knee comes back. Foot lowers down to the mat. Press equally through both hips before you lower down to the mat. Take a moment here, feet as wide as the mat. Let the knees fall together. Just sense your breath. Notice the rhythm of your heart. And as you breathe, be aware of all of the sensations of your body that feel enlivened, heightened. But also watch them as they dissipate and slow, coming back to evenness. Beautiful. Bring your knees back over your feet, walking your feet back to center of mat. We're gonna pull the right knee into the chest and then turn the right knee out. Bring the outer ankle of the right foot to the top of the left thigh and then hug that knee into the chest. Just getting into that outer hip a little bit. You can rock back and forth if that feels good. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So right foot comes down to the mat, left knee pulls into the chest. Turn that left knee out. Outer ankle comes to the top of the right thigh. Pull the right thigh in. Maybe interlacing the fingers around the thigh. Rocking back and forth. And then releasing the feet back to the mat. Give yourself another hug. If this is all the time that you have for your practice, roll to one side, come back to seated, or come into Shavasana and take time for your rest. I want to thank you so much for practicing with me. If this is your time to move on, then let's move on. Or if you would like to stay on your mat and take some rest and take some time for yourself, do it. Again, thank you for practicing with me. Have a great day. Namaste.